This episode is brought to you by Accenture. When your advertising operations fall out of sync, everything else follows. Spotify and Accenture are working together to reinvent the rhythm of ad sales, using automation, analytics, and smarter workflows to simplify campaign delivery and access better data across the business. The result? Less time spent on operations, more time connecting brands with the moments and fandoms that matter most. Learn more at accenture.com/Spotify.
When you need to build up your team to handle the growing chaos at work, use Indeed Sponsored Jobs. It gives your job post the boost it needs to be seen and helps reach people with the right skills, certifications, and more. Spend less time searching and more time actually interviewing candidates who check all your boxes. Listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. That's Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Need a hiring hero? This is a job for Indeed Sponsored Jobs.
This podcast is part of the Robots Radio Rocket Club, a program designed to help all podcasts reach their full potential. For information about joining the Robots Radio Rocket Club, check out robotsradio.net.
Welcome to the Final Fantasy Lorecast, where we take a deep dive into the lore of the Final Fantasy universe, such as the characters, stories, and so much more. Hosted by Ben of Temeria and Steve-O. Welcome back, Warriors of Light, to another episode of the Final Fantasy Lorecast. I am one of your hosts, Brandon, or also known as Ben of Temeria, and always with me is my good friend and fellow co-host, Steven.
Yo!
And we are here to bring you another character deep dive. Technically two characters.
Well, technically one.
It's technically one. This is true. Yeah, fair point. This is, I will give you now, this is a spoiler warning for 10.
For the first hour of 10, yeah. If you haven't played the first hour.
Yeah, right. If you haven't played 10, this is a spoiler warning. Come back to it once you finish the first hour of 10. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
I just noticed my chair legs is over my headset cord, but it's whatever. And before we start, as of us recording this on August 11th, happy birthday to our boy Cloud Strife. It is his birthday today. Super random. I got notifications on the Final Fantasy Twitter, so it's like, hey, it's Cloud's birthday. Happy birthday to our best mercenary. Okay, thanks.
I'll be honest with you, I've never looked or cared when a character's birthday is.
I don't either. I really don't care.
I know Zidane is September. That's all I could tell you.
Fair. That's fair. But we are let's get into our characters. So, the first half, we are going over the character Jecht. So, yeah. And then we'll go into the other half, which is Sin, which I'm really excited to talk about the mythology stuff behind that, which is really, really cool towards the end of the episode. So, oh, nice. Happy birthday to Riku's wife.
Mrs. Riku, happy birthday.
Happy birthday. So, let's get into Jecht. So, with his appearance, Jecht is a dark-skinned, muscular man with long, unruly black hair and red eyes. He wears a pair of black shorts, an orange and red sash covering his right leg, a red headband, and a metal gauntlet and pauldron covering his left arm. He is barefoot and does not wear a shirt. His outfit appears to be a Xenarchan Abe's jumper, similar to Titus's uniform, and the straps undone. He has a black tattoo of the Xenarchan Abe's symbol on his chest. So, your typical Final Fantasy character.
Yeah, ridiculous outfits that don't make sense.
Yeah.
If you were fighting, it would be terrible.
Oh, absolutely. It'd be terrible if you're fighting. Realistically, yes. So in his concept art and in the City of Final Fantasy, Jecht wears wields a black sword with red markings that resemble dolphins, which is okay. He never wields the sword himself in Final Fantasy X. Baraka's Final Ion, in the other hand, wields a larger version of it, and Jecht mention is fought with a sword during Braska's pilgrimage. The design of Jecht's great sword, called the Iconic Sword in Dissidia NT, resembles a ceremonial African Kanda sword.
Cool.
Yeah, right. All right. Some of this is like, cool. This is kind of pointless, but all right. So as Bracca's final Ion, Jecht is a large, deformed version of his former self with the brown scales and horns, with chests of spikes emerging from his back and shoulders. He wears a larger version of the headband, and his hair is white and emerges in tufts and spikes around the head, and his eyes glow, because every villain needs eyes glowing.
He
His
looks kind of
Anarch and
like a
Apes.
big tiger.
Yeah, he does actually. His Xenarch and Ape tattoo is white, and his body below the waist has another large crest of spikes, particularly covering his legs. His right hand is normal proportions to his body and is used to wield the sword, while his left hand is a large claw. So,
AKA a giant
cool.
tiger.
Yeah, who wields a sword?
Yeah.
That's
awesome.
pretty much what it comes down to. So, whew. Oh my god. What's chat going all about?
Because you said Braska's name wrong.
Did I? What'd I say?
You said Bracca.
Oh, did so I may or may not be thinking of Street Fighter, because there's Braca and Street Fighter.
Sure.
So, you don't know freaking Street Fighter, do you?
I don't know anything.
I don't know anything. Ben, the name is Braska. I'm sorry. Is Ion? Is that what I said?
No. Aeon.
Aeon. Isn't that what I said? Aeon?
I don't know what Mr. Evil's talking about. Well, yeah,
I don't even
Aeon.
know. I'm sorry. Okay, if you guys don't know me already, I'm terrible at words. So, I did say Ion apparently.
What? Listen.
Whatever.
How many
Aeon,
episodes have we done of
Ion.
this by now?
Right? If you can't get over
You
me,
all know how this works.
freaking not able to pronounce things correctly, get over it.
You know what? We're gonna
I'm
do.
sorry.
We're gonna do a Crisis Core episode, or is it Advent Children?
We
Whichever
don't
one.
know. Please don't. I
Just
don't want
for
to go
y'all.
over that. I don't want to go over that.
We're doing it just for y'all.
That's why I wanted to just leave it. Anyway, okay, let's get into his story. So in Final Fantasy X, so Jecht was in a relationship with a woman, and they had a son together named Titus. I wonder who that is.
How they don't even give her a name.
I know, right? It's like he had a mom.
That's it. Mom is her name.
Mom. So she fell into depression and died when Jecht vanished. Well, that's sad. That's a terrible.
It's not that sad. She's a bad person. She's a bad person and a bad mom. Yeah.
Okay, so before he disappeared from Xenarchen, Jecht was a famous blitzball player, but his career had hit a slump due to his alcoholism, and there were rumors that he was planning to retire, though he denied them. Jecht went to train at the sea to regain his former glory, but it was his last he ever seen. The vanished Jecht became a near legendary figure in Xenarchen, with billboards featuring him and an annual blitzball tournament being named for him.
Yeah, he can quit anytime.
He can quit. Yeah, he doesn't need anything.
I will say, side note, Riku is correct. Ironically, Titus's mom is one of my least favorite characters in the series. She's a terrible person. Every time, and it brings it up in the story. So again, we already mentioned up top with spoilers. Titus is like, yeah, she basically just ignored me anytime he was around, and it shows. She's like looking away, and she's like staring up at Jecht whenever they're together. It's like, lady, get it together. You have a kid, whatever your name is, woman. Apparently, according to the Wikipedia.
Yeah. Fair. Yeah, that's true. All right, so Jecht had entered Aspira after coming upon Sin. According to the faith of Ifrit, Sin swam in these waters and eased its pain on that day. As Jecht touched him, he became real, and he washed ashore somewhere near Bavel. The Xenarchen that he hailed from, as well as Jecht himself, was but a dream recreation of the original city, created from the memories of its original citizens and maintained by Yu Yavan, the powerful summoner who had the original Xanarkan's leader 1,000 years ago.
He's a real boy.
Yeah, he's a real boy. I'm a real boy. So, the Dream Xanarkan is based on Xanarkan as it existed millennia ago in Spyro's history, whose ruins had since became the destination of summoners' pilgrimages. Unaware of any of this, Jecht was seen as a crazy drunkard and was locked up in Vavel.
They got too close to Sin's toxin, eh?
Yeah, he had drank all the time. So, a former priest named Braska, you're welcome, visited Jecht and requested that he became his guardian along with Aron.
Oh, come on. Yeah. You got to get that one.
Aron, yeah. A warrior monk of Bavel who had fallen from grace. Aron, wary of Jecht, objective, but Braska thought it was the perfect irony for the three to be an unlikely people to defeat Sin. A drunken blitzball player from Xanarkan, a summoner with a heathen Albed wife and half-breed daughter, Yuna, and a disgraced warrior monk who had refused to marry the daughter of a high priest. Before they departed, Jecht told Yuna stories about his Xanarkan. Yeah.
Half-breed's a tough way to put that.
3 terrible, terrible people. We'll defeat Sin because who would have thought anyone else would? Yeah. Pretty much.
Sounds familiar for your party and 10. Also a bunch of people. Yeah.
Yeah. And so OBS is having issues today, like always when I try to do anything live on this computer. Alright, so during the earlier parts of their journey, Jecht's crossing got him into trouble, most notably at the Moonflow, where he mistook a shoe puff for a fiend and wounded it, forcing Braska to pay for the damage and their travel money. Afterwards, Jecht gave up drinking anything stronger than a shoe puff milk for fear that his family would be ashamed of him out of embarrassment for what he had forced Braska to do. Jecht recorded his journey to show his wife and Titus, still hopeful that he would find a way to home someday. Yeah, about that.
You're not going to, guy.
So over the course of Braska's pilgrimage, Jecht matured as he learned about Spyra and what became his Xanarkan. His journey mirrors what Titus would go through a decade later. According to Aaron, Jecht would suggest helping people along the way because it was the right thing to do, which always led to trouble for the three. Jecht came to accept that he was trapped in Spyra with no hope of returning to his Xanarkan and left behind spheres to guide Titus' journey should the same fate befall him. So that not gonna lie, that he does do something nice, at least for his kid.
Yeah, he's less bad than the mother. I just want to reiterate this.
Yeah, Jecht was not great, obviously he didn't leave intentionally. So, kind of I touched Sin and now I'm forever away, thousands of years later and not real.
Yeah, he got sucked up into Sin's booty hole too. Just like his son.
Yeah. So by the time they reached Xanarkan ruins, the trio became close friends, and Jecht offered his life to become Braska's final Aeon.
No.
Aeon.
Got it right. Yeah.
Words, man.
Don't
Words
let them
hard.
get in your head.
I know. They keep freaking. I'm listening. I'm looking at you, chat.
Other than saying Spyra, you're doing great so far. Spira.
Is it Spira?
Yeah.
Oh. Knowing that he could never return home and see his son again, as one last favor, Jecht asked Aaron to look after Titus, believing that Aaron could find a way to the dream Xanarkan, though Aaron's protested Jecht's choice, knowing that Sin would return and that he and Braska will die for nothing. Jecht assured him that he would think of a way to stop Sin's reincarnation. Yeah. So,
yeah. Good news.
my family's too loud. I swear.
The Amazon man just came, so my dogs were.
Oh, I can't hear your dogs.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah.
I muted myself.
Oh, that's smart. They're talking super loud when I'm talking. So.
Are they talking about Final Fantasy X?
So in Japan, hey, he's technically called Aaron. That's true. That is true. Fair enough.
But it's not Aaron, it's Aron.
Aron. Yeah, here's Aron. But technically, you could go both. Anyway,
Aron.
although Jecht defeated Sin as Baraska's final Aeon, the spiral of death surrounding Sin continued. Yu Yvonne's spirit possessed Jecht and transformed him into the core of a new Sin, leaving Jecht's soul trapped within the creature for 10 years, struggling to fight the powerful instincts that Yu Yvonne had instilled within Sin. Jecht can momentarily operate of his own volition for the brief moments that he hears the hymns of the faith. Meanwhile, the now unsent Aaron rode Sin to Dream Zanarkand, where he looked after the orphan Titus, watching him follow his father's footsteps and becoming a star player for the Zanarkand Aves.
Yep.
Yeah. So then one day, Sin attacked Dream Zanarkand and transports Aron and Titus to Spira. Spira? Yeah. Every time I look at it, I'm thinking Spira, like a spiral.
Now I'm in your head.
Yeah, you are. Stop. Spira. As Aaron looks at Sin, he asks, You are sure?" Suggesting that he's communicating to Jecht's consciousness. Jecht hopes that Titus will find a way to destroy Sin for good, a wish shared by the faith, with Bahamut's faith asking for Titus's help before he's sucked into Sin, while in Spira, Titus reminisces about Jecht, not suspecting that Sin is his father. When Aron reveals the truth, Titus rejects the notion, but eventually senses Jecht within Sin and his desire for Titus to free him from being forced to destroy Spira. Yeah. Get that.
Right on one of those.
Hello, Lava Guy. Thank you for being in chat today. So during Operation, oh God,
Mihen, I got you.
Mihen, thank you.
Yeah.
See, you help me sometimes.
I cut that one off before it even.
Mihen, thank you. Sin decimates the joined forces of the Crusaders and the Al-Bed. Afterwards, a raging Titus chases Sin out of the sea before collapsing. Aaron explains that the reason Sin showed up was to see Titus. Later on, Titus and his companions are stunned to find Sin complacent, listening to the hymn of the faith beneath the ice of Lake Macarena. Yeah, that. The song that Jecht enjoyed as a human, Titus accepts that he must do and promises Jecht that he will find a way to end the cycle and free him. Because Jecht doesn't want to, kill people.
Yes.
Well, he doesn't want to kill people. Sin does.
Sin doesn't have a choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then using the Fahrenheit to broadcast the hymn of the faith across Spira, Titus's group brings all of Spira together in song, claiming Sin momentarily and allowing them to fight their way through the beast's innards and confront Jecht in Sin's core. Able to speak to his son one last time, Jecht asks Titus to finish him, as Yu Yvonne was almost consumed him in his fears that he will soon be unable to hear the hymn any longer.
Oh.
Right? Jecht transforms into Vraska's final Aeon, and Titus and his allies defeat him. Dying, Jecht and Titus make peace, and Jecht enters the far plane. Yuna uses her Aeons to weaken Yudhivon's spirit, making him vulnerable for the first time in 1,000 years. After the group destroys Yudhivon and ends Spira's spiral of death, Dream Zanarkand and its inhabitants fade away, including Titus. In the far plane, Jecht reunites with his son, with the two slapping a jovial high five.
Yay! Happy-ish ending.
Yeah, right. This game is so weird. Yeah. So, and then we do have a little bit of 10-2. So,
No spoilers, though.
This is not really a spoiler, no. Jecht appears in a flashback from the scholar Mei-Chin from during Chapter 5 at the Zanarkand Ruins when Yuna, Riku, and Pain fight... Oh, God.
I don't know.
Vegnagun? In the far plane, the voices of Jecht, Braska, and Aron encourage them to advise the party to where to strike Venegon. As Shuin resembles Titus, Jecht calls him a crybaby and claims that he needs a good spanking.
Hello.
Yeah, interesting.
Titus is a crybaby.
Titus is a crybaby. Yeah, that's
well-known crybaby. Yes.
Yeah. Hey, I'm tempted on going to GalaxyCon this year, and James Arnold Taylor is going to be there. And funny enough, on his banner, Titus is on his banner this year, which is very interesting because they normally don't put him on his banner all that often because he did that character like 2 decades ago. So
he's done Obi-Wan a lot since then.
Yeah. My niece is banging on the door so loud. Anyway, he does make some other appearances. So, Jecht has made some other appearances in Final Fantasy games, such as Final Fantasy Tactics S is a playable character, Dissidia Final Fantasy, Dissidia 012 Final Fantasy, Dissidia NT, Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Umium, all as playable characters, Theorhythm Final Fantasy Curtain Call is a playable character, Logical Final Fantasy is a playable character, Final Fantasy Airborne Brigade, Final Fantasy Record Keeper as both playable characters, Final Fantasy Brave Exodus as a Seminal Vision, and Final Fantasy Trading Card Game as a series of cards. Because Final Fantasy has their own trading card game.
Do they now? Cool. I've never heard of it.
No? What?
No.
Who would have thought?
It's only come up a few times here.
Now, the Magic the Gathering, absolutely, but I don't think he has a Magic card. Now I'm pretty sure he doesn't, actually. Zen does, but I don't think Jecht does. So behind the scenes, Jecht's character design was completed before the character was written. Daisuke Watanabe considered having Aron being Jecht in disguise, watching Titus throughout his journey, but the team did not want to give Jecht a leading part in the story, so they gave up on the idea. Ouch. Has been said that Titus and Jecht's relationship invokes a timeless theme of a child trying to exceed the achievements of their parent. The bond between parent and child become a key factor in finding the chink in Sin's armor and allows for this otherwise invincible creature to be defeated.
Is that what it invokes?
Apparently.
That's not what I picked up by it. It's not like, oh, I just want to do better than my dad. No, he hates him.
Yeah. So one of the character development system proposes for Final Fantasy X was a tattoo system where characters would have a 100 x 100 grid and upon leveling up could place tattoos down to boost stats and learn abilities. Jecht's tattoo is a remnant of this system where different tattoos would confer what abilities the bearer could use. Okay, this sounds awesome.
That's cool. Yeah, that's awesome.
It's like, why did we have this?
Hey, Final Fantasy 14. You taking notes?
And there you have. I didn't bring it up. And Box Girl, no, MTG did not overtake 14. 14's still alive. So during development in Dissidia Final Fantasy, Jecht's inclusion over Seymour Guado was influenced by their respective relationships with Titus and Yuna in Final Fantasy X. Development staff believed that as an antagonist, Seymour was more suitable to oppose Yuna rather than Titus, as if she were to be included, and so Jecht became the Final Fantasy X antagonist representative instead of make Titus' rivalry with the game villain more personal. This gave the development staff a chance to expand their relationship as their interactions in the original game were limited. Jecht is the second antagonist to be playable in Dissidia in place of the game's main antagonist due to a bigger personal connection to the main protagonist, with the first being Golbez over Zemus.
Interesting. Just by the way, we did also consider doing a Seymour episode,
True.
which I mean,
We did.
still could,
Still
but
could.
be very repetitive of what we're covering today.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely would. In voice, Jack's voice is provided by Amasu Amanda in Japanese, and he is voiced by Greg Berger in the English version. He's reprised his role in the Dissidia Final Fantasy series. Now, I'm
Nice.
curious.
Oh, here we go.
Who else
Going down the
does
rabbit hole.
he voice? Let's see. He's in 15 as additional voices, and 13-2 and Lightning Returns as additional voices, and he's in Kingdom Hearts 2 as Eeyore.
Oh, fun. He kind of looks like Jecht if Jecht never drank.
He's also the voice of Pain in Metal Gear Solid 3, Snake Eater.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Pain from X2.
No. And is Hunter in the Spyro series. So, cool. That's cool. That's pretty nifty. And I'm sure he's a bunch of other... Oh, God, yeah, he's a lot in a bunch of different stuff. He's Grimlock in Transformers. Let's see, what else?
Check out Ben's sideshow voice actors.
No, I don't have that, no. Eeyore and Kingdom Hearts 2, Hunter, the Cheetah, and Ripto from Spyro the Dragon, as well as the Thing, Galactus, and Tuma from Marvel's Ultimate Alliance. And I'm sure he's in a bunch of other stuff. Oh, like he's the original Grimlock, by the way, like from the Transformers the movie, like from the 80s. So, cool. That's cool. Anyway, let's take a quick mid-break, thank our amazing patrons, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome to the Middle Show. We're talking about everything with the podcast. It has nothing to do with the lore of Final Fantasy. Here, we don't want to thank all our amazing patrons. Thank you guys so much for supporting the show. And if you too, and then a special thank you to TrueSpeak. Thank you so much for being a Ultima tier patron for us. Thank you so much.
Shout out to TrueSpeak.
Yes. And if you too want to become a patron, you can go to patreon.com/Final Fantasy Lorecast, where you can get ad-free episodes or even join us once a month on the show itself, which, we have so much fun on those patron chats. As much as chaotic they can be. Because
get crowded in there too. You're about to hear a lot less of me and Ben.
So yes, get more. Sign up for Patreon. We need more people. We need to be freaking the Mass Effect Lorecast with their 12 plus patrons that they have that come on their show.
I don't know about all that.
Come on, let's do it. We got this. We got this. This show's getting bigger and bigger every week. So, and let me see if I can pull up those numbers real quick. But you can also find us on Apple and Spotify. Leave 5-star review on Apple with some words or a nice Spotify comment. Word out loud the next time on the show, which we don't have any this week, but is what it is. Just comment something. Read out loud the next time we're on, so next week or whatnot. So give me one sec here. Okay, let me see. Shout out Turkey. Only if I could get that info. Yeah, we are a little less than 2,300. No, 3,300 downloads left to hit 50,000. Keeps growing and growing. By the way, everyone, we are getting a concurrent of around 900 listeners a week now.
So much pressure.
So much pressure. Our show's getting bigger and bigger, and it's
now fantastic. Do we have to know things?
I love it. Now we have to know things, people just listen to us specifically because I can't speak for shit.
Thank God we have Box Girl here.
Make it a Smash Ultimate of Patron? What? We need an FF game that is only the cut ideas from the past games. Oh my god, that'd be great. Anyway.
Until we get to the 15 book. Or the 10 book.
Oh god, we don't talk about that. No, we don't talk about the 10 audio or the audio drama they had. Oh god.
Yeah.
Oh. Which made no sense whatsoever. But yeah, anyway, you can also find us on a few different Discord servers, the Robots Radio Discord at robotsradio.net, as well as my own Discord server, the Ben and Friends Podcasting Discord, where you can find this show and all the other shows that I host, which are Holocron History, Star Wars Canon vs. Legends, the Gundam Lorecast, the Wizarding World Lorecast, and the Witcher Lorecast. So go check that out. All great stuff, all great fun. There's a lot of news for a lot of my shows, so... Specifically Harry Potter. There's been a lot more Harry Potter news, and I haven't really done a whole lot on that show yet. So, because it's still on hiatus, technically. We're getting a whole new audiobooks for Harry Potter, which is really, really cool. And they're all fully voiced. Full voice cast audiobooks for Harry Potter. So you're just listening to the film at that point. The guy who they got to play as Dumbledore is fantastic because... everyone would know who he is. Have you ever watched House? Have like House MD?
Yeah. My favorite shows.
House is Dumbledore.
What?
Yeah.
That's great.
House is Dumbledore. And I was like, okay, sold. I'm buying these. I don't care anymore. And I completely forgot he was a Brit because, they have that, they can just, there's some switch they can turn on. Then they make sound like they're American. And it's freaking freaks me out sometimes, I swear. But anyway, I'm trying to think what else we have besides. Oh, that was really it. That was Discord and all that stuff. So
yeah, go check out the Discord.
Yeah, go check out the Discord. And also, have you heard of the critically acclaimed Final Fantasy MMORPG known as Final Fantasy 13 with 2 acclaim? I don't remember the script. I would have to find the script anymore. I don't remember what the script was on the top of my head.
The meme.
The meme, because it's great. But yeah, so fun stuff. But yeah, with that being said, let's get back into more of the episode where we're now diving into sin.
This episode is brought to you by Perfect Bistro Cat Food. Hey guys, today I'm interviewing my cat about his perfect bistro food. Percy, you seem to be a big Perfect Bistro fan. Care to comment? Totally. What do you like about it? You love the high-quality ingredients? And the delicious flavors, of course. Yeah, that makes a ton of sense. Listen to Percy, guys. Visit perfectbistro.com to try it for your cat.
Level up, because that was the level up sound. So, Sin. Sin has a whale-like appearance and moves with a pair of clawed arms, as well as hind legs resembling prological fins for movement in water. He has a long tail, his body encased in scales, and shed and turn into smaller monsters known as sin scales. It carries part of a city presumed to be part of Xanarkand on its body close to its back of the head, since final form has feathery wing-like protrusions that are purple at the tip.
Well.
Whale.
It is hilarious. He is a terrifying creature, and he's
that
just
looks
a
like
whale.
a whale. Yep.
It's a whale.
Looks just a giant whale. This is from when I first saw him, when I see him and I was like, okay, he's kind of scary. And then you go and play 14 in Heaven's Ward where you fight Bismarck in Heaven's Ward. I was like, oh, he looks like that too. And Bismarck swallows islands for the fun of things.
What does Final Fantasy's deal with whales? First you fly in a whale up to the moon, then you fight a whale. Fight two whales.
You find another whale.
You have a whale summon. Esper, whatever it was called.
True. So getting into Sin stories, so in Final Fantasy X, Sin was created during the Machina War between Bavel and Xenarchan 1,000 years ago. Bavel relied on Machina for weaponry, while Xenarchan depended on summoners. As Xenarchan began to lose its leader, Yu-Yavan, a powerful summoner, devised a plan to defeat Bavel and preserve his city forever. Yuvan called the surviving citizens of Xenarchan and transformed them into faith, acting as conduits for a massive summoning that created a spectral version of Xenarchan born from the dreams of its former inhabitants. Wow.
Yeah. Pretty crazy.
That's a villain for you. Hey, when I wouldn't say villain per se.
Not at that point.
And at that point, yeah. But, like, just, like, this is giving me, like, Shadowbringer vibes. Like, since I've now played through all of Shadowbringers, I was like, oh my god, this is Shadowbringers.
Yeah.
So, Yu-Yavan set this dream Xenarchan in an isolated location, fire and sea, and summoned fireflies to craft the first sin that did not have a final Aeon. At its core, Yu-Yavan created Sin with 3 objectives: to protect the summoning of Dream Xenarchan, to keep it hidden, and destroy any city that grew too large or relied too heavily on technology. Okay, that last part is like evil genius stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care. We're going to destroy everything that gets too big. Wait, what?
You said not a villain, right?
Yeah.
He's definitely
like,
a villain.
That sounds like a villain now. So the strain of controlling such a creature for so long shattered Yu-Yavan's mind, severing any consciousness control over he once had. Sin became a mindless monster driven by instinct, attacking civilizations across Spira, starting with the true Xenarchan, Yu-Yavan was reduced to a mere husk, existing solely to summon.
Yeah, he's a bug.
He's a bug?
When you find him at the end, he looks like a tick.
Oh, fair.
Pretty crazy looking.
To grant Spira a reprieve and a hope for salvation, Yu-Yavan's daughter, Unalesia, devised a plan to destroy Sin.
Can't let that one go.
Okay, how do you say it? Unaleska. Okay, wow.
Yeah.
Unaleska. That's interesting. Okay. Yeah. Devised a plan to destroy Sin using a method known as the Final Aeon, a powerful entity born from the bond of love. Una sacrificed her husband, Zayon?
Yep.
For the ritual. Okay. Oh no, I just got a random notification from Adobe. For the ritual, making him the first final Aeon, which succeeded in destroying Sin, claiming Yuna's life in the process. Yu-Yavan's spirit then possessed Zayon's Aeon form, gradually transforming it into the new Sin. During this transformation, the new Sin remained too weak to terrorize, establishing a temporary period of peace known as the Calm.
Yay.
So, hooray!
Temporary,
People aren't dying. Woohoo! So, becoming an unsent, Yuna remained in Xenarchan's dome as the only one capable of creating the final Aeon for summoners who completed their pilgrimage. According to the Final Fantasy X Ultimania Omega, during the first calm, Spira's survivors began rebuilding, centering their efforts on Bavel. Once Yu-Yavan regenerated Sin, Spira's plight began anew. The second incarnation of Sin obliterated the remaining Machina civilizations, leading to the decline and subsequent banning of Machina used throughout Spira. Whatever.
You got it right the first time.
Spira?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is. It's just like
so weird. Like, just seeing it just doesn't hit my mind right.
It's Spiral without the L, so you would think, but
yeah,
Spira, Final Fantasy. Whatever. It is
Final
crazy
Fantasy.
that he was just like, "Oh, you're starting to rebuild? Well, guess what? Everybody's done.
You're dead."
Yeah.
Nice try.
Don't build that stuff.
So
how long do you think before they learned? They were like, "Okay, when we do this, this giant whale comes through and destroys us."
I would say a couple generations.
Couple tries, they were like, all right, let's stop with the machines, guys.
Maybe this is the problem. Oh, it is.
He gets real pissed when we start using machines.
So the Yvonne Temple was founded in Bevel, establishing the tradition of venerating Yvonne and Una. These teachings, along with the prohibition of Machina, were gradually adopted across Spira. Capitalizing on public sentiment, the temples gained control of shaping new religion that famed sin as a divine punishment for humanity's sins. They pragmated the belief that the calm brought about by the final summoning offered salvation. The temples shifted the blame for sin's return onto the people and maintained order by fostering a hope that atonement would one day banish sin permanently. In reality, Una and the temple leaders knew sin would always return, but their doctrine gave Spira hope and prevented its civilians from falling into despair.
And gave them that sweet, sweet power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then around 600 years later, a summoner named...
check that out.
Gandalf?
Looks like it, right?
It does look like Gandalf. Gandalf? Sure, it looks like Gandalf.
I'm gonna go with Gandalf
because Gandalf has just because of how it looks. Because Gandalf has L in it though, right?
Yeah, this one doesn't have the L, but you know what?
He's a summoner. Close enough.
Yeah, he uses
defeated
magic.
Sin.
Yeah.
So he defeated Sin, tearing the calm lands asunder and isolating Riem Temple, thus ushering in the second calm and becoming the first high summoner. Like Una, Gandalf perished in this process. The sacrifice reinforced the teachings of Yvonne, and any doubts that the temples subsided as the previous calms. This one was short-lived. Yvonne again regenerated Sin, unleashing the third iteration with Gandalf's final Aeon as its core, which resumed its destructive rampage across Spira.
600 years.
Yeah.
These people are pissing and moaning, and when you 10, because you're like, oh, it's been 10 years. These people were living with it for 600 years.
Yeah.
What about your crybabies in 10?
So Gandalf's posthumous title of High Summoner became a designation that thereafter bestowed upon all who defeated Sin. Statues of Gandalf were placed in Yvonne's temples, and his story was shaped across Spira as a model of honor and sacrifice. To follow his example, summoners embarked on pilgrimages, traveling to each Yvonne temple to pray to the faith and acquiring powerful aeons in preparation of attaining the final aeon in Zanarkand before confronting Sin. Jeez.
Yeah.
It's a lot. So the cycle continued for hundreds of years. Summoners would go on a pilgrimage, hone their abilities as they traveled to the ruins of Zanarkand and meet Una. They would transform one of their guardians into the final Aeon. The summoner would give his or her life to destroy Sin in the final summoning, and Yvonne's spirit would possess the final Aeon and turn it into a new Sin. Rinse and repeat.
Yep.
Sounds like a gotcha game.
Kind of, yeah. Gotcha on all of you.
Mm-hmm. So a Sin attack large settlements. Spiran towns rarely grow beyond a certain size, and the biggest city in Spira is Vavel, followed by Lucca. But countermeasures are taken so that the cities are not attacked by Sin by having the Crusaders attract Sin's attention and avert its course.
What a wild job. It's like
because it's like a whale,
like a clown at what are those at like bull riding? You know, the clown that distracts the bull.
Oh yeah, distracts the bull and everything.
Don't kill all those people. That's where we play blitzball.
Right.
Come over here.
So Braska, Jecht, and Aron are the most recent band of summoners and guardians to defeat Sin. They made their way to Una, and Braska attained the final Aeon, though Braska held on to the hope that his time Sin would not return. Aron believed otherwise. Jecht, originally a citizen of Dream Zanarkand, who had accidentally ended up in Spira, became Braska's final Aeon. Before this, he tagged Aron with finding a way to Dream Zanarkand and taking care of his son, Titus. The final summoning killed Braska, and Jecht became the new Sin. 10 years later, Jecht still aware within Sin, although only barely. Things brings Sin to Dream Zanarkand, and he and Auron take Titus into the world of Spira. While as Titus travels with Braska's daughter Yuna as her guardian, Auron accompanies them and teaches Titus about Jecht and Braska. Titus is made aware of Jecht's spirit resting within Sin, and is told Jecht wants Titus to kill him and free him from his fate of terrorizing the world. They run into Sin many times and witness the destruction it brings forth.
Yeah, they really do Forrest Gump the Sin attacks. They're just always there.
Yeah, absolutely. When the party confronts Yuna, and she tells them the final ion would not destroy Sin permanently, but Braska chose the path to give the people of Spira hope, Yuna disagrees, saying her father believed that he could free Spira. Denouncing the tradition of false hope, Yuna refuses to sacrifice one of her guardians. Yuna and her guardians destroy Yuna, the other Yuna, and with her, Unalaska, yeah, and with her the way to create a new final Aeon. Now made aware of Yuvon's existence, Titus suggests a new way to destroy Yuvon's spirit within Sin. The party wages a full-scale attack on Sin with the airship Fahrenheit and enters its mouth. In the depths of part of Sin, they find a recreation of Dream Zanarkand and ruins where Jecht awaits them. The party destroys Jecht in his final Ion form, and Yuvon emerges.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yuna calls her ions one by one, and Yuvon possesses them, and the party destroys them as well. With no ions left to control, Yuvon becomes vulnerable and is killed. Yuna performs ascending to place his spirit to rest. With Yuvon's defeat, Sin explodes, and the eternal calm begins.
What does it?
Yeah. Oh, my niece is having a fit. And then now we have Final Fantasy X Will, which is this the audio drama? This was the audio drama.
Oh boy.
So the fire plane has now become unstable to the point of beckoning outside of its manifest, the dead of Spira. Sin returns, ending the eternal calm, and Yuna theorizes it was a result of someone beckoning it. She delivers a speech to a crowd of people announcing that she will defeat it once more.
That's it. That's all.
Yeah, 10 is just so messy. They should have just left it at 10, never did 10-2, and not do anything else with that game.
Preach, Ben.
I'm sorry. I did not like, hey, the character you play as doesn't exist. He's just a figment of imagination.
Well, keep it that way. Don't bring him back because of the power of love. Like that
Right.
was just worse than the power of friendship.
Right. So we do have some behind the scenes, which we have quite a bit. So Sin was created to be a presence Spirans could not avoid, however much they tried. Director Yoshinori Katase created it to represent the kinds of calamitous disasters that exist in the real world, such as earthquakes and typhoons. Spira has the teachings of Yvonne, which give meaning to the people's lives in the face of death. So what Katase really tried to show in Final Fantasy X was how people behave in the face of unavoidable fate. Which is deep.
Not great, by the way.
No, not great. So having ruins become part of Sin's physical form helped visually cement the idea that Sin is an unimaginable ancient monster on the unpredicted scale. Sin's broad physical shape is modeled after a whale to give the impression of the being's size as well as the intelligence and otherworldliness. Sure.
I was going to say, whales are pretty worldly.
Yeah. When asked why Sin was brought back in Final Fantasy X Will, Katase commented that similar to how Sephiroth's role in Final Fantasy VII, Sin plays an important role in Final Fantasy X, and the developers wanted to keep Sin involved with the story. We can't say what happens to Sin after the radio drama. We wanted to leave something for the player's imagination.
What?
First off, I give full BS on that explanation right there. I'm sorry.
Come on.
First off, this is almost as bad as Final Fantasy XVI's ending, where we were given this. It was like, oh, we don't know what happened to Clive. It's up to the
We
player's
know what happened. He's
imagination.
dead.
And I was like, what? No.
No.
Shit.
He's dead.
No, he's not.
Clive?
He can't be, because if you look at the very end of the game, there's a book that was written by his brother. His brother died before Clive.
Allegedly.
Because he is the Phoenix, so he could revive, technically.
There you go.
Anyway.
That's a different episode.
That is a whole different thing. So a sin was designed to represent natural disasters from the sea, such as typhoons, tsunamis, and earthquakes. The time period without sin is called a calm, which is a term used by Japanese fishermen and mariners to describe the state of the calm wind. Which, obviously, that makes sense.
Makes sense.
So regarding the Buddhist undertones of Yavon and its history, sin's occurrence in similar to teachings and beliefs of, Nichiren Buddhism? I'm sorry if I butchered that. Which is a sect of Japanese Buddhism with greater similarities to more hardline dualisms and rigid faith found in Christianity and Abaric religions. As founder and preacher, Nichiren insists the four other branches of Japanese Buddhism, Tendai, Zen, Shingon, and Ritsu, led the people to astray by their various practices and were rooted in one of the greatest infractions in Buddhism, division of the faith into sects, made during the mid Kamakura era during the times of the Genpei Wars, the Mongol invasions, and the turbulent recovery of the nation after the nadir of the late Heian era. Nichiren claimed that while the other four schools were destroying the nation, his sect would calm the kami of Japan and ensure the internal national peace without war or natural disasters once strictly adhered to. Oh, that was a lot.
That was a lot. But that's cool.
Yeah, right? And then garnering many enemies within the public and the government, Nichiren was sent to live in exile and was downtrodden for the rest of his life. His faith later became influential for its promise of imminent enlightenment and teachings of self-identity and personal responsibility, while the middle way of Buddhism is demonstrated in all of Spira, learning that to come together despite everyone's differences through the resolve of mankind. Sin and its perpetrators can further be seen in both evils and hypocrisies of the past, as well as the manifestation into bad karma by haunting disaster and calamity of many forms. Oh.
Well, that's certainly a better explanation than he's got to be there.
Right.
He's part of the story.
Right. And I was like, oh, that makes a lot more sense, connecting it to, religion and a bunch of all this other stuff.
There's a ton into, like, if you sat down with it, if somebody was actually familiar, unfortunately, I'm not familiar with that. I don't know if you are, but
no.
With Buddhism and everything, like, I'm not super familiar, so I can't connect the dots there, but I know there's a lot of crossover even with Christianity.
Right, and then now we get into a little bit more of the mythological and literary allusions. So the plot of Final Fantasy X has comparisons to the famous Japanese story of Susanoo and Yamato no Orochi. Susanoo, being Titus, is banished from his home into the heavens, dreams Xanargan, and trying to win back favor to return home. He comes to the mortal world, Spira, and comes across the two earthly deities who are weeping because they had to sacrifice their daughters, summoners, to the evil Yamata no Orochi, Sen, to keep it from destroying their home. They wish to save their 8th daughter, Yuna, from being devoured, so Susanoo comes up with a plan to involve getting to the dragon snake drunk with sake, him of the faith, and killing it in its drunken state.
This one I was familiar with, and it's really, really cool.
Yes, I was too. And you could tell I said everything correctly.
Yeah, you nailed that one.
Yamata no Orochi literally means 8-branched giant snake and is often translated as the 8-forked serpent in English. It is a legendary 8-headed and 8-tailed Japanese dragon and gigantic enough to span across expansive land. Early concept artwork of Final Fantasy X showed serpentine and octopus-like sin prototypes with multiple appendages. Okay, I think that would have been a little cooler than a whale.
A giant snake would have been awesome. But I mean, the whale is cool because it's so large and imposing. Like I get it.
True.
I get what he's going
Both are
for,
pretty
but
cool.
whales are so chill. That's why I'm like, you gotta pick
Yeah.
if you're gonna pick a big animal, at least pick a big angry animal.
Right. So sin also resembles the Leviathan, a sea monster from the Old Testament, and the word itself became synonymous with any large sea monster. In modern Hebrew, simply meaning whale, the biblical Leviathan will live in the ocean depths, meting out judgment. According to Christian demonology, Leviathan rules over the sin of envy and the worst of the seven deadly sins for being a sin done out of deliberation over impulse or ignorance. Oh,
Interesting.
so I didn't really know that, and I grew up Christian, so that's new to
Whale
me.
makes a
So
lot of sense
interesting.
there too, doesn't it?
It did actually.
Yeah.
So while Yvonne's motives are ambiguous, his actions imply bitterness over his decline in power, resentment against the advancement that came to overshadow him, and towards a world that would move on without him. While sin is not a fiend, sin can be compared to one restless souls turned monstrous due to the envy of the living.
I guess so.
Yeah. Sin is reminiscent of Virtria, whose Hindu mythology was an Asura created by artisan god and creator of mankind. Sorry, I'm going to butcher some of these names because this is Hindu mythology and I don't know too much of Hindu mythology. Tavastar became the enemy of Indra after escalating incidents between them. Vritra became the violent leader of the Asuras and became large of the universe enough to swallow it whole, bringing its inhabitants in terror. In one tale, Indra sliced Vritra into from the inside out after Vritra swallowed him whole with a Vajra, a weapon symbolic of the truth, while in others, Indra destroyed Vritra with sea foam at twilight, or was destroyed by Saraswati, the goddess of music, knowledge, and bodies of water. And I apologize for the butcher because I don't know Hindu mythology at all.
But that is cool. The bodies of water, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
killing it from the inside out, which is what you do in 10. Yeah,
Right.
a lot of cool connections there. They really molded a bunch of different religious mythologies into one.
And then, with the envy as the theme for Final Fantasy X's antagonists, Asuras are known to be ruled by envy within Hindu and Buddhist mythology, being the reincarnation of violent and forcefully ambiguous individuals, and in turn is symbolic of never-ending conflict. Vritra is believed to help define the more bestial and feral of Asuras as gargantuan beings associated with ferocity and primordial and cathodic learnings, akin to the aforementioned Yamato no Urachi, Charbalis, or even to Kaiju. Ooh, I know Kaiju.
You do know Kaiju.
I do know Kaiju, and I also know Yamato no Urachi, so... and then Sin's appearance could also have been inspired by Moby Dick, a book by Herman Melville. Moby Dick resents many things and an unknowledgeable and indestructible god of madness and incarnate. Two different people as symbolize true evil or a dumb brute. The smoke smote thee from blindest instinct, or a power that controls and limits mankind.
Yeah.
So, that was a lot. That was a lot of
There
stuff.
It is. He's a lot of representations of a lot of different religions. Big point is he's evil.
He's bad. He's evil. He should not exist, but he does because mankind exists.
And I don't really this may be coming from the creator's mouth, so shame on me for disagreeing, but I don't see jealousy or envy being a motivation. They're just
well, I think they're kind of representing that to Yu Yevon.
Well, Yu Yevon is just in preservation mode because the reason he creates that and does all that is so he can protect his people, I guess.
Yeah, but they're also at war, and then he's,
they're getting smoked too.
Yeah, and Bavel's, I can see jealousy being part of it as an underlying emotion for him.
Yeah, maybe underlying, but on the surface, he's we're getting cooked by these machines, so let's go into hiding. We'll create our own little fantasy world over here where we get to live forever. And I'm gonna take out all these people who beat us.
And then creates a monster that has a never-ending and mass murdering for thousands of years.
Unintentional, yes. Bad plan, because turns out you can't control something like that, and he loses his mind.
Yeah.
So, and then becomes a tick.
Oh no. But anyway, that's what I have on Jecht and Sin, which was I thought this was an interesting episode, mainly on the Sin's part when it comes to like the mythology of things, which is I love getting into the mythology of stuff, which is really, really cool.
It's always cool when a Final Fantasy does that connection like that. So I enjoyed.
Yeah,
I was really looking forward to this episode. I didn't know how we were going to pull it off, but
we did it.
We did it.
We did it! Hooray! We did.
Spoilers abound.
Spoilers are done. Yes. So, yeah. Do you have any final thoughts or anything on Jecht or Sin?
I do not.
Cool.
No, he's awesome, and I take back my statement on the whale not being cool. The whale's cool. Now that I see what it represents, where it all is reflected from.
Oh, absolutely. All right. Well, with that being said, everybody, thank you again to listening to the Final Fantasy Lorecast, and may the crystals guide you. Thank you for listening to the Final Fantasy Lorecast. You can find us on the Robots Radio Discord at robotsradio.net, the Ben and Friends podcasting Discord, where you can share your thoughts, experiences, and love for the Final Fantasy lore. You can also find us on Twitter at FFLorecast.
Stitch Fix. Stop shopping, get styled.
A+ on the outfit, Miss Turner.
You are about to slay parent-teacher conferences.
Oh, these? Just the most perfect fitting jeans my stylist sent me.
Oh, hello, you, who didn't set one foot in a mall and still looks amazing.
Just share your size, style, and budget, and your stylist sends personalized looks right to your door. Stitch Fix. Get started today at stitchfix.com.
To my stylist.
This look is dedicated to you. Thank you. Thank you.